BB851, turn right heading 180. Order 14 Papa, turn right 245, report localizer established 27.
Into the United Kingdom, there's been quite a few updates with British Airways, an airline that has had many ups and downs through the years and has had its perception from the general public also teeter. Now the Airbus A380 with the carrier and also a major route restarting have come into the headlines. We'll begin though with this route that I speak of and its positive sign somewhat. However, it also sadly has to be taken with a grain of salt due to the nature of the global aviation industry and just how quickly things can change. The route in question with British Airways, though, is to Sydney, which has been missing now since the beginning of the pandemic and is showing that it would resume in 2022, specifically the third month of March. The news comes through the British Airways schedule. It has reappeared beginning on the 26th of March as BA15. The route is of course through Singapore Changi, and if you're curious as to why it was originally suspended, it was due to the fact that Singapore Changi was actually unable to have transit passengers, meaning that for British Airways, this route wasn't possible. In addition, the airline, due to the Australian government restrictions, would have been struggling to fill their planes regardless. Only select carriers are currently flying into Australia, and even then their planes are largely empty, with 20 to 30 passengers on board sometimes. On top of that, numbers can even be as low as single digits. Therefore, for an airline like British Airways, they would only be flying repatriation services to get citizens back into Australia, and of course potentially looking at taking people out of Australia. But considering the country is basically in a full lockdown, it would not be profitable nor sensible for their business. One of the major problems, though, that has come from this announcement is Australia's reluctance to reopen their borders at really any cost. While there's a roadmap to see international travel resume and key dates to achieve this, it is by no means a guarantee, and the situation is ever-changing. British Airways could even postpone the service further, say later into 2022, if they do indeed see this fit. Time will only tell on that front. Now onto their Airbus A380s. This is relatively old news that I didn't have the chance to get to due to moving back from the other side of the world, so I do greatly apologise for the lateness to this story, but I thought why not include it in this video, covering some updates with the airline. The future of the Airbus A380s have always been up in the air, no pun intended. And for British Airways, they are an airline that has hinted at their return a few times, but nothing has been as strong or firm as the carrier announcing their extension of their maintenance contract in place for the Airbus A380. Lufthansa Technik announced that British Airways extended their contract. This was announced back on the 4th of August. The contract will run until 2027 and will begin in August of 2022. It'll be services for a total of 12 A380s, which does indeed check out, as this is what they currently have at their disposal. While nothing has been officially confirmed regarding the A380's return, this would certainly indicate that they are looking at having them for a considerable period of time, as bookings surge and more people want to travel, especially on key routes that the A380 would be featured on, and especially as the United Kingdom decides to open back up to the world. What are your thoughts on some of the key developments within British Airways? I would say that every bit of this news is exciting, from the route starting, which is a key one for them, into Sydney, to the Airbus A380s looking to eventually return. This is especially a big difference when considering the fact that a number of airlines are looking at removing the type rather than welcoming them back. Thank you very much for watching. Once again, if you have any thoughts, feel free to drop them in the comment section below. Thanks for the incredible support across both channels, and I will see you next time.